So the year of 2024, 2025 is notoriously lacking in hit songs. Everyone knows this. There are literally only two hit songs to were released this year. Back to Friends doesn't count because Back to Friends was released at the like December of 2024. So yes, it is a hit song of 2025, but we're talking about songs released this year, released in 2025, and we only had truly huge songs this year, and that was Golden by the K-pop Demon Hunters movie, and Ordinary, which was released in February of this year. Other than that, there has really been no mega super hit songs this year as well. But it seems that we might have a third song as well. The Fate of Ophelia by Taylor Swift. Whether you like the album or not, as well, okay, it breaks the all-time record for the biggest streaming debut in global Spotify history, surpassing Fortnite as well. Also, it is performing far better streaming-wise than Fortnite as well. I think it's also because pop song, more mellow songs tend to do way less and way worse than, more pop songs, which generally get more autoplay and more, stuff like that as well. Okay, because they're easier to listen to than that's more mellow songs. Of course, those types of songs also do very well. For example, one of the longest running songs in Spotify history is Wildflower, which is definitely not a is definitely a much more mellow song, but yeah. It seems that, we have the third hit of this year. Yeah, 2024 truly was a boring year for music. Not 2024, 2025. This year was truly a boring year for music as well. And yes, you did have some other songs that were smaller hits, like you had the Morgan Wallen album, but Morgan Wallen's only popular in America and Canada, and somewhat popular in Australia and New Zealand, but not popular in the UK, but the UK is the UK as well. And and of course, the biggest problem this year has been a lack of releases of from major artists. Last year, you had all these major artists release albums within the first couple of months from each other as well. Yeah. Oh, and again, of course, and of course, you had quote unquote album of the year released at that time too. But seeing that we have the third big hit of the year, yeah, 2025 has been a very, very slow year for music as well. Of course, I'm not complaining because, of course, for indie music, every year is good if you like indie music. But for big songs, like most normies listen to big songs, well, we had a lack of hits this year. And I'm also kind of worried next year might be like that too because, you know, outside of two potential major albums next year, what's releasing next year as well? And I also know that Bad Bunny's album did very, very well, but those songs only do well in South America and Mexico. So as well, yeah. I know Bad Bunny's album was a hit, but his albums are only popular in those countries. I know Bad Bunny is somewhat of a hit in the U.S. sometimes, but that's mostly amongst people who already understand Spanish. Okay, if you don't know Spanish, you probably won't like the song. That's simple. Okay, as well. Okay, but when it comes to music, this year was very very dry as well. So yeah, you know, and it seems that the rest of the year seems to be pretty dry going forward. Next year, there are gonna be two major albums to look out for: Olivia Rodrigo's third album and Billie Eilish's fourth album. Also, Beyonce's releasing her next album, but we saw the performance of Cowboy Carter. It might win awards, but it's not gonna win the people's hearts. That's how every Beyonce album performs, honestly. Goodbye.